we continue on with the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Minnesota Timberwolves season right now. They're currently in the Central standings at first place at 3-0. The Bulls at 1-1. The Bucks have not even started their season yet, and then the Pistons at 1-2, and the Cavaliers starting the season off with. And right now the Timberwolves off to a good start, winning their first 3 games of the season. 132 to 112 over Cleveland on the road, then coming back home and winning 109 to 104, and then on the road in Indiana and winning that one 124-115. Now it's another home game, this time against the 0-2 Clippers, and then on the road to Philadelphia, where the Philadelphia 76ers are currently 3-1, and then of course then you have a home game against the Knicks, then a few days off, and then you have Atlanta on a Sunday matchup in November, and then of course then that weekend you have Boston still at home. I'll tell you, a 3-game homestand on OKC, Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and all those guys at the end of November, and then of course you have going into December 1st on the road, part of the West Coast trip, which includes the Clippers, the Sacramento Kings, and then the Golden State Warriors. And then, of course, first home game after that road trip will be the Milwaukee Chicago in Chicago for that battle. And then home against Philly again, home against Detroit, home against the Pelicans of New Orleans, and then on the road to Charlotte and up the coast to the east end of Brooklyn, New York, to end the month of December. And then the calendar switches around to the new year, and we'll start the new year on January 6th on the road as we hit the starting at Texas and then heading to Arizona, in which we got San Antonio, Dallas, and then the Phoenix Suns on the road, and then also Memphis. So 4-game road trip to begin the new year, and then of course rematch against Phoenix at home, and then Orlando, and then on the road against Houston, and then on the road in New Orleans, and then on the road in Miami, and then home against Washington, and then on the road to the Boston Mass, take on the Boston Celtics, and then to end the new month, new year of January at home against the Denver Nuggets. And then of course everything leads into leads into February, in which we will have the All-Star game, and then the second half of the season begins, where our guys are going to be at that point. Will be interesting to see how everything will kind of work itself out. But good win. The last game, Minnesota winning 124-115. As you look at the box score from the last game, Paul George for the Pacers had 26 points, Roy Hibbert with 18, plus a block shot. Delonte West had 17, David West had 17, George Hill 14 points, 10 assists, and Copeland had 14 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds for him, and Luis Scola had 10 points and 4 rebounds in the game. And C.J. Watson, 9 points, 5 assists for him. Ian Mahinmi with 5 points and 2 rebounds, and then Lance Stevenson had 2 points and 1 assist. Danny Granger did not play due to an injury, and he's still going to be out for some time for the Pacers. On the other side, you have the Timberwolves, as you have Kevin Love, who led the Timberwolves in scoring with 30 points in that game. Kevin Martin with 21 points and a block shot in that game, and Williams had 20 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 block shots in the game. And then Bukovic with 19 points plus 2 block shots, 7 rebounds in the game. Ronnie Turiaf with 10 points and 2 blocks. Ricky Rubio a little bit low from his last game when he had 20-some points and double figures in assists. He had 9 points and 11 assists in that game. And then Shabazz Muhammad with 5. Chase Budinger with 4 points. J.J. Barea with 4 points, 7 assists. And Johnson had 2 points. Cunningham and Alexei Shved played. Alexei Shved played 17 minutes, had 1 rebound, 4 assists, and a block shot in the game. Of course, they are without Corey Brewer for the 6 weeks with his injury that he suffered against against Chicago. So tough break there, but as we head towards the Clippers starting the season off 0-2, certainly not the start they were hoping to start the season off with, and then of course we'll be in Philly for the next game, which will be a very tough matchup, especially when you consider the fact that you got Joel Embiid and of course Joel Embiid and all those guys. Hey, Mike and Lady, how's it going? You're just in time for tonight's game. So the Clippers and the Timberwolves going at it once again. 0-2 versus 3-0. So this should be a most interesting matchup here tonight. And there you see the lineups: Martin, Rubio, Bunger, Love, and Bekovic. And then, of course, on the other side with the Clippers, you have Paul, Crawford, Barnes, Blake Griffin, and, of course, the man himself, DeAndre Jordan, on that end. So this should be an excellent matchup for both teams heading into this game. So both teams can play, and it should be a very good game indeed. As Martin and DeAndre Jordan. So the big matchup in the middle is going to be Bekovic at 6'10" against DeAndre Jordan at 6'11", and then of course you have the bench with Williams, Sved, JJ Barea, Shabazz Muhammad, Johnson, Cunningham, and Turioff. And on the other side you have the bench of Collison, Jamison, JJ Redick, Jared Dudley, Green, Mullins, and Reggie Bullock, all for the Clippers. So it's kind of when you see a team like this, Chris Paul, Jamal Crawford, who are not bad shooters, at all, starting the season off 0-2, and then you have the man himself, Blake Griffin, really, he's also a very effective player even at that time. How am I doing? I'm doing great. Starting my weekend in excellent fashion since I'm here tonight with you guys once again. So yes, I am awesome. I'm feeling great. I'll put you that way. Alright, so as we get everything ready to go, it should be an excellent matchup for both squads here tonight. So Minnesota Timberwolves and the Los Angeles Clippers. So we'll see how the Timberwolves do in what will be the next few games. A real test to say how everything's going to be. I was wondering, unless you were trying some new oh my gosh, unless I figure you're maybe trying a new language. That's what I was figuring it. Mike is trying out a new language here. Alright. Let's turn off the voice commands. Gotta remember to do that in the thing itself. Always forget. So there's the matchups: Paul, Crawford, Barnes, Griffin, and of course DeAndre Jordan. Of course, Chase Bunger's playing in position of Corey Brewer, who is still out 4 to 6 more weeks due to that injury he suffered against the Bulls. Now there is the guy giving each other high fives and fist bumps before we start this thing. So Timberwolves, and then of course the real test on the road. The real test on the road against the Philadelphia 76ers. Bekovic setting the screen there inside. Over to Bunger. Over. And Bekovic will shoot this and score it. Nice pass from Ricky Rubio. Even when I played this game, I really felt Rubio was one of the better point guards the Timberwolves had in their franchise, because the man he could score, but he could also dish the rock, and there's a foul against Blake Griffin. Hey Ryan, what's up? Glad to see you here, and looks like everybody's in the house tonight. So Rubio with a nice score there. Nice job, got the foul on Blake Griffin, his first of the game. And that is what you need to do to set the tone early in this game. And there is, and it's a 5-0 lead. So the Timberwolves. Oh, what a block by Bunger. Holy smokes. And Nba2k14. Actually, that was Kevin Love there. And Bunger, oh, he's just going to stroke it. And the Clippers are going to call, oh, there's an injury. Jamal Crawford going down after that block shot. And just like Corey Brewer, we certainly hope that is not too serious. So JJ Redick in the game for the Clippers. Already early this season, we already had some significant injuries. And what a block by Kevin Love. So, oh, out of bounds is Rubio as he as ball turns over. Clippers have it. 7-0 run to start the game. Chris Paul hoping to, we'll see how the Clippers will do without the services of Jamal Crawford. And hopefully the injury, as I said before, isn't too serious. Always hate it when, your big time players go out due to injury. Back over to Chase Bunger. Over to Rubio. As Kevin Love for three, no good there as they quickly came down on them, covering it as inside the Barnes. Chris Paul over to Blake Griffin, and he is stripped by Rubio. On ahead to Bunger, on ahead to Martin. Setting everything back up. Inside to Kevin Love, over to Martin. 9-2 in favor of the Timberwolves. And what a screen there. So Chris Paul trying to shake and bake on Rubio. Puts the shot up, no good. Nba2k14. Or Petrovic, whichever one. Nba2k14. Inside to Kevin Love. Nice passing once again. Oh my goodness. And the report came up on the screen as Jamal Crawford suffering a broken ankle, which will keep him on the sidelines for 6 to 8 weeks. So some significant injuries this early in the season. There's a shot by JJ Redick. So JJ will no doubt have to carry the load just a bit. So very tough situation there as Kevin Love over to Chase Bunger. Inside, and there's 2 points. 13-4. As they are, my goodness, against Indiana, they were 7-19 from 3-point range. Had 33 rebounds in the game, and there's a foul on Rubio on Chris Paul, his first. And the fans are not happy about that here in Minnesota. Oh, Chris Paul will go to the free throw line. And he gets the first one to go in here at the Target Center. So 13-6. Over to Bunger, over to Nba2k14 as he has, Over to Kevin Love, over to Martin, who will shoot the three. No good there. He had room. And now J.J. Redick. Oh my goodness! J.J. Redick with the score. It's 13-8. I'm about to say, I know he missed some three-pointers at Duke, including on senior night against Tyler Hansborough and the North Carolina Tar Heels. So Martin for three. Oh my goodness. And DeAndre Jordan, who was quite young in that early portion of his career. And Matt Barnes with Bekovic on him. Chris Paul with Martin on him. No good there. Kevin Love with the rebound. And a heck of a screen there. Kevin Love over. And now Bekovic. Oh, Rubio for three. Won't get it. Well, he had to get something up. As there is Matt Barnes for two, and it's a 13-10 lead. And here comes the LA Clippers. So Bunger just inside the three-point line. Nice shot there for Chase Bunger. 16-10, and again another assist from Ricky Rubio. I still say to this day, the best point guard the Timberwolves had was this man. As that shot is good. Yeah, there you see what J.J. Redick did in the loss versus Detroit. Only scored 1 point in the game, which was via a free throw. So Martin. And right now outside to Martin for three again. And I tell you, he's had the room. And now Redick with Martin on him and Chris Paul right wide open. And it's a 16-14 lead. And it will be a full timeout for the Timberwolves. Kind of slow the momentum down of the Clippers. Plus the fact that Bekovic is really starting to tire out just a tad this early in the game. But yeah, you don't want to burn your guys out too much. So Williams will come in the game. So Derek Williams in the game, young man from Arizona, who had 2 blocked shots in his. As there is Bunger, and now Williams for three, as he can't find it either. And right now the Timberwolves really struggling from the three-point line as that rolls in, and we have a tie game, 14-5 run for the Clippers after Minnesota really broke out to a heralded much early lead. And now Martin will score the 2 points, and there's a timeout for the Clippers as Doc Rivers does not want the momentum to get too far ahead for his guys. The rest of the substitutions coming in the game: Barea, Sved, Mohammed, and Derek, and of course Williams and Johnson are already in the game. Mass substitutions for both teams. Collison taking over at point guard for the Clippers, giving Chris Paul a break. There was the steals leaders from last season. Clippers top of the list at 9.6 steals a game. Now, needless to say, active hands were the Clippers last season, which was the 12 and 13 season. And now Joe Green, Antoine Jamison driving it, and nope, Johnson with the rebound. And now Shabazz Mohammed over to Barea, back over to Williams, wide open, cannot get any more wide open than that. And they'll score a three, 21-16 Minnesota. Inside, ooh, nice pass there to Antoine Jamison. And back to a 3-point lead. So Johnson, top of the key there, Williams, as he'll drive it once again. I'd say this young man, 20 points, 2 rebounds, 2 blocks last game he had against Indiana. At Barea. Johnson trying to cover Paul.